So my name is Annie, and I'm a Diamond Beachbody coach with Team Boom. And this is my husband.
Chuck.
And we're making this video about the Beachbody opportunity and your spouse. So how, when you first become a coach, your spouse might not know much about the opportunity and how that might change as you become more active in the coaching. So my husband is going to answer. I'm going to ask him some questions, and then he's going to give his honest opinion. All right. So when I first became a coach, what was your first thought about the Beachbody business?
Well, I guess I didn't really understand it or know about it that much. It was something that you did kind of after work at night. Um, I thought, no harm, no foul. A couple bucks a month wasn't a big deal. But I didn't really think that it would be more than just kind of a after hours, activity.
Okay. And what was your thoughts initially about some of the programs and me ordering Shakeology?
Well, the programs, I did P90X, a few years ago? Um, and really liked that. Did the whole thing, had pretty good results. As far as the shake goes, I didn't start drinking that myself until recently. The, after the vegan came out, I really liked the vegan. So, I liked the workouts. Wasn't a huge shake guy at first, and again, didn't really understand what you were doing in front of your phone and computer all day.
So, just in the past, so the first year, let's talk income wise, because you have to invest $113 with your coach fee and Shakeology a month. And I really wasn't making just that much money, maybe 2 years ago. So, what was your thought about how much time I was spending compared to the income that I was bringing in?
I thought that again, you were doing your other job at that time, so I thought that any little bit would help, and I think for the first year or so, you didn't really do more than maybe break even. But again, I thought it would be nice to maybe talk a little bit more when I came home from work, but I thought the a little extra bit was nice, but it wasn't really significant to either way. I guess it was just I thought something that a hobby of yours, so I didn't really think about the income at that point because it wasn't that significant for the first year.
Okay. And then, so just since I'm doing it for the past 2 years consistently, the time that I put into it compared to what the income that I'm making, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think just recently you were able to, for this year, have already doubled what you did last year. And now it's starting to be a legitimate business. You're able to do it without doing a different job. And, there's some expenses involved, but, at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. Plus, we don't have to pay for daycare. You're home with the kids. You can make your own hours. So it took some time, but at this point, I think it's a legitimate business, a legitimate job, and the proof is in the paycheck every week on Thursday.
You smiling?
My favorite day.
So what would your advice be to somebody that just became a coach and they are saying that their spouse isn't totally on board with, maybe they're spending so much time on Facebook or on their phone? What would your advice be to a spouse
Well,
about this opportunity?
I like to question, or did before, what is this $90 for Shakeology or whatever? And the thing that people have to understand is it's like any other business. I think it takes time, and the more time you put into it, the more you get out of it. So you're not going to make $100,000 your first year or second year. You have to invest time, and you can see the correlation. The more time that you have to work on it, the more successful you are. So there's some expenses up front. There's the upfront cost like any business, but I've seen it pay off. You just have to give it time. You have to put the effort in and understand that it's not going to happen overnight. That can be tough, but I think you know, if you put the effort into it, it can pay off.
Nice. So my other question, which I'm drawing a blank right now, but I was going to ask you about me at night. So I do have some team calls that I have to do, and those are usually at like 8 o'clock, twice a week. So a lot of moms might be working full time, or they might have kids. We have 2 kids, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I started this 2 years ago and a newborn. What do you think of the significance of me taking that time, just 2 hours a night during the week, has done to impact my business over the last 2 years? Well, and what your thoughts are.
Well, I mean, you know better than me, but I think it's probably, crucial to do that. And the calls at night, I mean, I get home and then I'm with the kids and you're doing your Beachbody stuff. So, I would like a little bit more attention sometimes, but but I think
being honest here,
I think that's part of the business, and it seems to get people motivated, and it's kind of what you need to do, I think.
Yeah. And do you have anything else you should share? I mean, I think one of the biggest things is just to be open with the opportunity. So like him and I, you might not see him a lot in the actual business, but most everything that I do does require some teamwork between us. There's definitely in the beginning of our relation, when I was starting, questions about what the business opportunity was. What does this charge? Like, what are you doing on Facebook so much? But I think me being open with him about what I was doing, and just from him, getting on board with just doing P90X and actually seeing how the products are making a change in people's lives. And then he did the 3-day refresh. So I cooked the ultimate reset. So I'm pretty open with him. He's met a lot of my coaches about, the time that I need to invest and everything else. And At first, it's definitely you're putting more time in than you're earning.
Yeah. And I scrutinize, as you know, every expense that we incur. So, it was tough at the beginning for me, but I think you just kind of said, I'm doing it anyway, so deal with it, and you did, and now it's paying off, and I think it allows you to be with the kids more. It keeps us from having those insane daycare bills that we had before. And, who knows what the limit is. There is no limit, the sky's the limit for this one, to not sound corny, but...
and he did not say that 2 years ago.
No.
He put me at a limit.
What the heck is this? What is this charge? Where are you going? Why are you spending all this money to go to the summit thing? But,
and I was on unemployment when I went to Summit, so...
Yeah. So not too happy about
was
that.
Not happy, but you'll see that the investment obviously has worked, right. And obviously, like, he believes in the products. You want to talk about maybe like your family, how they've been coaches?
Yeah, my dad is involved. He drinks the shake at work. I work with him, and I hear him blending up the shake in the middle of the kitchen at the office. My mom drinks it. I just started a month or 2 ago drinking the vegan stuff, and I think the workouts are good. I kind of do a mix of P90X, P90X3, the gym. I think the key to the business is the quality of the products, and you have an actual product to sell, and that's important. I think that's what's going to create the longevity for the business, is the quality of the products, and I think there's something to be said about that.
Nice. Anything else you want to share with anyone else about how much of a pain in the butt I am?
I guess just encourage them, and allow for those husbands out there, just
Or wives.
Or wives, it's not gonna pay off at the beginning. I know that. It's gonna take a couple of years, but you can get to a point. I've seen it with Annie and her mom and Pat, where you can make a living doing this and do it wherever you want, whenever you want. Look at, Pat's Instagram. He's in the Grand Canyon or something. I don't even know where he is now, but there's a real opportunity there. You just have to kind of grin and bear it at the beginning, and it's tough, but it's worth it, I think.
Yeah. And what about anything else? I think we pretty much covered.
I think you got it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
So stay with it, guys. Bye.